Hey everybody, it's Dale Marsh here, lead buyer specialist with the Santa Sells Houses team, and I'm joined today by
Eric Gagne, our insurance guy representing Town and Country Mutual Insurance, and I am here to answer all
insurance inquiries. So today I want to know, Eric, what is the craziest insurance scenario or story you've been involved with?
Yes. So there was one particular time in which I had a gentleman come to the office and seeking auto insurance. And he had claimed he had just moved here from the U.S.
Okay, sounds pretty straightforward so far.
Pretty straightforward. We got into the kind of collecting of information part of the insurance quote and wasn't really getting a great vibe from him, and things weren't lining up in it. I got to a point where I said, pretty much there's nothing we can do for you here, because he wasn't licensed in Ontario yet, and he was just having a hard time coming up with the experience that he had in the U.S. So he proceeded to take me outside and take me to his vehicle and wanted to show me something in the trunk of his car. So he opened up the trunk of his car, and here was a load of stolen computer equipment, and he's like, hey, let's do a trade here. You give me some insurance and you can pick anything in the car you want.
We'll pretend these computers fell out of the back of the van.
For sure. So that kind of stopped everything right then and there.
Yeah,
and you kind of move on from that, but it's an experience that not every insurance person would experience, of being bribed with stolen equipment out of a car.
That's where my computers went.
Yeah. What's the craziest thing you've seen in real estate?
A few years back, I had an online inquiry on one of our listings, and it started out pretty normal, and this fellow was unfortunately going through a separation, and he mentioned that he was looking to buy a property for himself, and he said, so I'm attempting to qualify him, have you been pre-approved for financing? Turns out he claims to be a business owner. He owns multiple businesses. He owns about 6 properties around the area. Of course, I do a quick title search while I'm interacting with him here. Can't find his name anywhere. Of course, he claims it's in his business's name or in his spouse's name. Basically, he says, well, this property was listed for about $200,000. He said, I need a place with a great shop for all my toys. I've got multiple motorcycles, sports cars. He said, I can bring you a deposit of $50,000 in a briefcase. And a lot of alarms and red flags started going off, and I started digging a little further, and he said, well, if that's not enough, I can bring you $100,000 in a briefcase, which I just said, you know what, I'm not comfortable with this scenario anymore. Let's part ways, and I never heard from him again. I mean, I tried digging a little bit further to get more information, and then all communication just stopped. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to proceed any further in the direction where it should have went to authorities, most likely.
For sure, yeah.
However, at least when you get into that scenario, you've got to be very cautious, right?
You do, absolutely. And it sounds like the both of us have been in a situation where we've been able to walk away.
Exactly.
And walk away with kind of your head held high, that you didn't kind of get involved in a situation that you probably shouldn't have been involved in.
Exactly. You want to do the right thing, right? And you want to do your best to try to help people, but at the same time, we can't be putting our licenses on the line.
For sure.
To risk helping something that is potentially corrupt. Right.
For sure.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us again today, and I look forward to our next chat.
Sounds good.